Caught in the Updraft, an epigraph by Leonard Cohen. A kite is the last poem you have written. What do you say about a boy who flies his sister's shoes at the end of a kite, vaulting above an empty field, leaving her stranded on a patch of grass nosing through thin sheets of runoff, too many wavelets, fracturing a mirror of scattering, scudding cumulus for her to stop, kissing her boyfriend, the wind keeping her kid brother busy. Where it comes from, no one can guess. The gusts this March warm and inspired, fast as a gazelle across some distant plain he starts hunting as he leans back in his shirt sleeves, the kite ruddered by shoes open-toed and strung up higher than he could have hoped for, the jubilant tail of the kite almost valedictory. So tiny everything seems now, his sister and her boyfriend lost to him on their islet of grass turning green and tender early in the season, snowmelt enticing silt from the mountains all around them, both unconcerned, whole geologic ages could pass in an hour, the water isolating them in the field already quick with microorganisms, still no more than ideas, wriggly with possibilities so limitless, his knees unlock against their pull, the far-off glaciers, a constant glimpse as if through dawn curtains upon waking, love a variable he will have a hard time believing can be proved, the tug on the line beyond reason, any word almost lifting him off his feet, the impurity of its drive anarchic, spontaneous, a fast one he will spend unutterable lifetimes failing to control, his sister's shoes, an anchor the wind is there for, so many kites in his head, to sweet talk into the sky, his hands becoming rope-burned and cagey, he can't see himself wanting anyone's help. Him, after Ron Uex's Dead Dad, Mixed Media, 1996 to 1997. There is no rhetoric in an open mouth, the lips caught mid-breath, nothing left to expel. His last few rasps caught in my ear, a moth against wind-rattled glass as dusk grew silent. The perpetual thrum of traffic unheeded, no pulse. He was a man who grew small in my eyes. How else could I remain a non-believer until his features petrified into a mask no one lifts off? Chin canted downwards, eyes stoppered into unscanning ellipses, his pajama redundant, an inscrutable shroud. If this is love, I have learned it too late. Nothing stays private when hands are held with the dead. My life leached out, evacuating queer ethers into his body, denying rot in the final moments of touch. My face wiped of awareness, while in lamplight his continues as lifelike, hair unbrushed, skin wanting soap, jaw clenching, gaze thrown askance. His was another self, the co-pilot I could never betray for men I have known, men secretive as he was about an invisible set course, gone nowhere now, time dumbstruck, a presence felt, its flight path the body erases, stalled among bedclothes. Le Tombeau de Sylvia Plath. How long have we stood here gazing blankly into the muddy yellow Yorkshire clay, where against your wishes you have lain, a citizen of your own century, even in death, with nothing much left beyond a loosening paradigm of bones to claim you with, fugitive wisps of blonde hair or an effaced piece of heirloom jewelry a cousin might recollect, a watch stopped not long after no one could hear it stop. There are strangers who come here who cannot shake the apparition of you faintly smiling, perfection betrayed if satisfied, a smile they try on in the mirror before leaving for the graveyard, with narcissus, perhaps tulips or poppies, your studied mood symbolized, to stand and conjecture over that other grave, the words, tease your last breaths from them only as they can be surmised, head poised in the oven on an iron napkin at 23 Fitzroy Road, Yates's subdivided house, the perfect dark address you had hoped to fortify with wine and laughter to give you strength. Poetry, a gas jet, you woke up to one morning in February, as always, but finally could not light, lungs filling with an inspiration so terrible you would not write it out. The only accolade you could welcome was its odorless embrace, hello, goodbye. How we keep reviving the body of your work to enjoy an unstable place in our book-lined lives, keep taking it down from the shelf, trained by our literate scruples only. You have fallen a long way, you were right, and not into the rocky earth of your beloved Devon, among the anchoring roots of a familiar yew tree, as you had hoped, to be sheltered from a weather you need no longer feel. Instead, you lie far from home, far from Massachusetts and the woman you have become, no less hallowed than stone men exhumed from bogs in Europe, their agonies tested, the facts suggested by the unspeakable mouths and strangely passionate eyes hollowed by silt. Be glad of your final loss of consciousness, a nightmare without ears the living are loath to ride. I wait by your grave in the rain, firmly in the footsteps of all the others who want to commune with the dead for no reason, yellow clay encumbering my shoes. I have even brought you roses, the adulterous buds affecting to be full-blown. I wanted to believe in tenderness, but our age is not tender. There is no tender age. Portal. Drop the bombs, I say. Drop the bombs. Stand inside the portal with your mother and hold your breath. Your left hand in hers while the house begins to shake. Knots of the Indian Air Force cutting low across the border, an escort to the French-built Mystères about to strafe the airfield outside Multan, ancient city of your distant childhood in Pakistan. But you are too young to know the sabers stationed nearby take flight too late to block the raid. Holding your mother's hand while dishes in the cabinets clatter, the door jamb fixed above your head, square and tense as your shoulders, my hands smoothing, loosening the restrained muscles of your back as you start to talk. Drop the bombs, I say. Drop the bombs. Your heart opening. 10 years in Canada, amazed no one before me had ever asked. The first of your wars decades past, eyes askance, right hand grabbing mine in vestigial panic. No answer when you call Karachi. Ramadan over, your parents at the mosque, the moon's crescent scything a quick bright swath through the stars as it arcs inexorably towards us across the unseeming turbulence of the earth. Meteors raining down, timeless windfall, an ice storm we watch approach from the east, standing on your balcony, the last Boeing 767 to lift away from the airport, banking overhead, the Arctic air close about us while breathless you long to take flight, not from me or the knowledge of who you are, but from the peaceable coldness of the north. No one way to pilot this shifting jet stream. Even your mother might fast or feast, hope his love. Drop the bombs, I say. Drop the bombs. Hold my hand or let it go. Neither of us, stateless or desperados, these words a portal without imprimatur to grant you safe passage.